Alright, so I just watched the first episode of season 2 of DC's Titans. We just dropped, I believe, today, and this is what running on empty looks like. I have had no sleep. I told myself I would not do a video today or do any video stuff, but you just can't stop this kid. It's 23 past midnight and we're going to talk about Titans season 2 and what I hope to see in this second season. So let's do this. So it's been a while since I was watching the first season of Titans, and the first thing I noticed as soon as the second season started, I was like, oh my god, they drop F-bombs like no tomorrow. Like, they talk like I talk. Man, the F-bombs they drop in that first 5 minutes, I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's funny because Titans, the first season of Titans trailer, when it first dropped, was when I first started getting into comic books and all that sort of stuff. And the thing that drew me into the show was the "fuck Batman" line. I was just like, what did he just say? Season 1 actually ended very poorly. I enjoyed the season, but the last episode did my head in. I was like, that's the worst thing, like worst way to end a season ever. The word on the street is that I believe the first episode or the first 2 episodes of season 2 were actually supposed to be part of season 1, but they cut it early for some reason. And it's very obvious because this first episode of the second season, there's just parts of it where it's like, yeah, this should definitely have been in the first season, because it sort of has a sort of conclusion but still leaves you sort of with a little bit more of what's to come. I wasn't a fan of the dream sequences in the last episode of the first season. I wasn't huge on the dream sequences in this episode, but it was funny because there was the part where Trigon was talking, and I just, in my head, I was just like, I hate Trigon in this. Just that the fact that he's in human form, and as soon as I thought that, he transforms into his Trigon demon form. He looked okay. I wouldn't say he looked bad, but I think they could have made him look better still. CG was, the look of him wasn't too bad, but yeah, it wasn't the best. I think they could have done better with the Trigon look. Love the fact that Raven got her little gem in her forehead. Obviously, I'm a bit of a Raven fan. At work, they tell us to make our customers Raven fans. It was good to see Jason Todd back in this episode as well. However, he kind of did my head in a little bit. My favorite episode in the first season was the Jason Todd episode. In this episode, he was annoying, to be honest. I wanted to kick his head in. I do a much better Jason Todd. I know this is totally immature, but like obviously with Dick Grayson being in it, they always say Dick this and Dick that. I just couldn't help but laugh at one line that Raven said where, they always saying, Dick is this and Dick that, Dick this, Dick that. But there was one part where she said, Dick can fill you in. And I was like, that's a good line. Anyway, this first episode really sort of rounded up what was happening at the end of the first season with Trigon, and basically getting into the heads of everyone and possessing them in a way. So that sort of all finished up, and then they sort of part ways in a sense. Like I don't know, there was bits where I wasn't really concentrating. I don't understand why Starfire parted ways, so if I was concentrating I might have got that, but yeah, Starfire's just like, see ya. There was obviously an introduction to Deathstroke. I can't actually remember if they showed any of him in the first season now because it has been a while, but yeah, they obviously introduced Deathstroke coming into it. His suit looks great. I would have finished it there. See, I would have had this episode at the end of the first season, and when they look at the suit, boom, finish the season, and then everyone will be like, oh my god, Deathstroke's coming in season 2. That's how I would have done it. But no, there's obviously a little bit more story after that, with Dick going to San Francisco and reforming the Titans. So the old Titans in this was him, Donna Troy, Dove and Hawk. And now he's got his new Titans, which Starfire doesn't seem to be there right now, but he's got Raven, Beast Boy, and Jason Todd for some reason. Beast Boy and Raven. I like that chemistry they got going. When they first met in the first season, when they're just like, I like your hair, I like your hair. And it was just like, it was cute. But it was funny. As they're staring at the window at the very end of the episode, I was waiting for it to zoom out and see like the T-shaped building like in Teen Titans Go, but that didn't happen. The zoom out happened. They absolutely zoomed out from the building, and then I was like, where's the T-shaped building? Why is it just a normal building? But yeah, all in all, I don't really know how I felt about that episode. It definitely should have been included in the first season. They made no mention of Connor Kent, who basically is kind of like the after credits scene at the end of the first season. No mention of that at all. So yeah, I think the way they've gone about it is quite weird. I think it's pretty obvious that hopefully, I hope it happens before the end of the season. I hope it happens sort of midway, and then you get to see a little bit of it. But I'm assuming Dick Grayson is going to become Nightwing, because at the moment he's still like the ex-Robin. He still wears his Robin suit, and then you got Jason Todd in the Robin suit. So when Jason Todd shows up at the start of this episode, they're like, why is he wearing Robin's suit? I'm new Robin. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that obviously this is going to be about Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing. And the interesting thing is going to be what they do with Jason Todd, because this is not a Batman story. They obviously talk about Batman a lot, and obviously Dick Grayson has the famous F Batman line. It's going to be very interesting to see if they kill Jason Todd and even bring him back as the Red Hood. How good would that be? He seems a little bit young, and yeah, he doesn't seem like he's ready to be Red Hood right now, to be honest, because obviously he's still that angst kid. Like, yeah, they could just kill him off, to be honest, and then that's it. Maybe they'll do a Red Hood series. But no, they probably shouldn't do that, because the best Red Hood series is on my channel right here. Yeah, so things I guess to look forward to in this season is going to be obviously the introduction of Deathstroke. Deathstroke is, look, as far as I know, I'm a noob, remember, but as far as I know, Deathstroke is the main arch enemy for the Teen Titans. In fact, in the comic book world, Deathstroke's first appearance was in the Teen Titans issue 2. I've actually got issue 1. Issue 2 is worth a lot more than issue 1 because of the first appearance of Deathstroke. So I thought Connor Kent was just going to show up for some reason, but yeah, no, he never showed up. I don't actually know a lot about Connor Kent, and except for the fact that his dog, Crypto, is it? So at the end of the first season, when they do that after credit scene and you see Connor Kent with his big thighs and the dog, right? So I spoke to my friend Stu, and I was like, what's with the dog? And he said, that dog can fly. And I was like, what? At the moment, it seems like the team is made up of Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Raven, and Beast Boy. I'm sure Starfire is going to come back into the team, and I have no doubt that the Donna Troy's, Hawk, and Dove will probably come back into it, and obviously Connor Kent, I'm guessing, is probably going to join the team too. So it's quite a big team. I don't watch a lot of stuff, like I don't binge watch. There's very few shows that really make me want to just be like, I need to watch this. I don't know why, I just don't have the attention span. But yeah, Titans is one of those shows that I actually quite enjoy. I'm quite excited that it's back, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I really hope there's going to be more than just Deathstroke in this. I hope it's not just going to be about that. I hope they can introduce a lot more villains and stuff that we all know from the DC world. Figured I'd talk about while it's still fresh, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you watched the first episode, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you hope you would like to see in the second season. If you're new to my channel, check out my other videos. I make videos about comic books, toys, nerd stuff, you know, and with a pinch of MMA. So yeah, check out my channel, and till next time, keep it simple. Just notice how I'm speaking really quiet because it's real late and I'm pretty sure my neighbors can hear me. So yeah, anyway, I'm out. Fuck Batman.